Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to talk about Alien Romulus, and I was never a huge fan of the Alien franchise. I actually am not a huge fan of movies set in space, period. Minus Star Wars, of course. But there are two iconic things that I have always loved about the Alien franchise. One is the facehugger alien things that attach to an individual's face and the process of implantation and then the alien bursting out of the chest of the person. I always thought that was gnarly and super cool. And two, Ellen Ripley, of course. Sigourney Weaver. I love this character. She is so badass. She is the best female lead, one of the best female leads. She is, if not my favorite final girl, she is one of the top final girls if I was to make a list. One of the best things that comes out of the Alien franchise is Ellen Ripley, in my opinion. So I was eager to see Alien Romulus, but I wasn't counting down the seconds until the movie came out, just to give you my perspective and my feeling before going into the film. So I wasn't highly anticipating this one, which actually I think is a good thing, because boy did this movie surprise me. I left the theater saying, holy in a good way. So without further ado, let's get into it and talk about Alien Romulus.
Welcome to the Romulus space station.
So Alien Romulus, in short, is about a group of friends that set out to a planet called Yavaga to be able to see the sun, live out their days there, presumably. However, when they are scavenging a derelict space station for chambers that essentially put the friends to sleep in order to get to the planet of Yavaga, they come face to face, surprise, surprise, with the aliens. Right, so this movie takes place between Alien from 1979 and Aliens from 1986. And it's very apparent right from the start. I could tell you that the characters in Alien Romulus start on the same planet as the main planet in Aliens, because you see that neon bar that, at least to me, is very recognizable from the 1986 film. I think Alien Romulus does really well in sticking to the roots of the Alien franchise, even right from the start. The opening credits, the lighting and the quality, the music, the font. It didn't feel like a modern movie, it felt true to the series, so right off the bat, of course, that's a really good thing. The movie also doesn't deviate from any of the core parts of the Alien franchise. The aliens and the artificial people's characteristics look and feel the same, and the look of the spaceships and stations look and feel similar as well. I was really worried that they were going to go for a vastly more modern look, and I'm very glad that they didn't. So one thing is for sure, if you are a big fan of the Alien franchise, you'll definitely like the look and the feel of Alien Romulus, as it is very similar to all of the Alien films. I will say though, this movie started out really slow for me, and I was preemptively really worried about the pace. I thought that the character development was really lacking for the group of friends that were set out for the planet of Yavaga, and it didn't really help that some of the friends had very, very thick British accents, and while this of course is a nitpick, there were moments that I was like, what are they saying? It really started to lose me in the first bit of the film, but I got brought back in. And however, I will say the lack of development of the expendable characters, I'll call them, is pretty on par with the other Alien films. Usually I feel we get 1 to 3 characters that do get a little bit developed in the crew that we kind of follow, and that is true for Alien Romulus, so I can appreciate the consistency. Our lead character, Rain, played by Cailee Spaeny, wasn't actually all that compelling to me, and that might be a hot take, but I can't help but compare her to the GOAT, Ellen Ripley, who is far more believable and captivating in my opinion. And I may just be a little bit biased here, but for the amount of crazy and nightmare-fueled shit that Rain goes through, she's almost unusually calm, which isn't all that believable all the time for me. On the other hand, Rain has a quote brother named Andy, who is an artificial person, played by David Jonsson. I thought he was excellent. He really embodies the robot character from his facial expressions to his monotone voice, and he really does add some comedic relief. He has a lot of lines that made the theater audibly laugh, which is always kind of a good thing and a break in an ultra intense film like this one. Speaking of this movie being ultra intense, obviously that's what I'd expect from an Alien film, but this one takes it to the next level. There's even about 5 good minutes where the movie quite literally turns into a Quiet Place movie. And I have to note, while at least for me, a lot of the Alien films seem more in the sci-fi genre or the action genre, Alien Romulus is a bona fide horror film in my eyes. That's a huge positive, and let me tell you, there are some really good kills in this. and some pretty intense body horror, which leads me to the explosive nightmare-fueled ending of this movie. So I'm going to get into spoilers for a little bit. If you haven't watched the movie, I would suggest that you skip ahead here because the ending is what makes the movie quite unique, interesting, and goes in a direction that I was not expecting. So spoilers alert is in full effect now. Let's talk about the ending. So Andy ends up collecting some samples of a compound on the ship that the scientist had extracted from the aliens, and it's presumed that this strain can perfect humans. Sounding sketchy already, right? Right. One of Rain's friends, Kay, is badly injured. She's in grave pain, and she may not make it. So it's suggested that they inject her with the compound that they found under the premise that it worked on mice, and she's in really bad condition. So maybe they should give it a try on Kay as a last-ditch resort. Rain doesn't trust it, so she refuses to do it. However, Kay ends up injecting herself with the fluid. She ends up giving birth to a rapidly growing human-alien hybrid. Fun, right? Guys, this human-alien hybrid is nightmare fuel, but I actually really like the creature design here. There's a shot of the hybrid in a super dim light, you know, posed all f***ed up, looking all f***ed up. And when you see it come into the light, dear God. For me, this was actually pretty terrifying, especially imagining myself in the situation. There are also some details here. When you see Kay's breast milk, it's like the alien goo, snot-like substance, and the creature's natural reaction is to feed on it. Pretty f***ed up. But what do you expect from mixing alien and human? But what I ultimately like most about this ending is, one, they went there. I can appreciate any movie that, quote, goes there. Two, this ending is kind of what propels the film into a bona fide horror film, in my opinion. And three, we get something different in an alien film, something unexpected, something new. I was watching this whole sequence with eyes wide open, shocked, but also loving it. But then the movie goes back yet again to its roots with how she ends up defeating the human-alien hybrid by blowing it out to space and having Rain, the sole survivor, get into her pod and enter a sleep in hopes of getting to the planet of Yuvaga. Brilliant. This movie has a perfect balance of new and unique, yet grounded firmly in the foundation of the series. So Alien and Romulus surprised me. I will admit, it was starting to lose me in the first part of the film, but thankfully I got brought right back in very quickly, and I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good. This is a 4 out of 5 for me. Let me see what the general audience thinks of this. 3.9 out of 5. Guys, I promise I only look at reviews, audience review, this review little chart after I've already got my thoughts together and wrote out what kind of I think about the movie. I think that's pretty spot on. 7.5 out of 10, 81% Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, a lot of 5s. Really, really, really great movie. I was surprised and happy. I'm very happy with this. Like I said before, the movie brilliantly puts its own unique flair on it, but it also stays grounded in all and everything that the Alien franchise stands for, so to say. I think Alien fans will love this, and I think horror fans might think Alien Romulus is the best out of the whole franchise. Solid movie by director Fede Álvarez. I recommend giving it a watch, and come back and share your thoughts on it. I would love to hear what you guys thought about it. Did you guys love it, or did you guys hate it? I'm sure there's those people out there that definitely have some words to say about it. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and catch me next time. Peace.